Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and great episode of Star Trek Prodigy, which dropped earlier today on Paramount Plus. I just got home and watched it and really liked it. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, like most of my episode reviews, this is a spoiler-filled episode review, so if you're not caught up on Star Trek Prodigy by this episode or the past couple episodes, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers. That being said, you have been warned. Let's get right back into it. First and foremost, I don't think it's any accident that this episode was extremely reminiscent of one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek, the original series, which was called Shore Leave, in which the crew of the Federation discovered a planet which produced anything they happened to be thinking of in the particular moment, whether it was good, bad, or dangerous, and it presented itself to them in living, breathing form. And of course, consequences were abound from that. But then they discovered, oh, this planet is like an amusement park, and if you take the right precautions, you can really enjoy yourself for the best kind of shore leave you could ask for. This episode had a similar idea where this living sentient being thing, the sentient vines or whatever it was, tapped into people's consciousness or to see their desires, and then produced said desired results or images. And of course, it was not for fun or amusement, but it was to trap, ensnare, and devour them eventually, which was going to happen to all of our characters until Dal realized what was going on. At least we got a pretty good idea or glimpse into his mind as to what he really wants deep down, which is to know who his parents are, and more importantly, where they are. Obviously, they're no surprise there. They're the same species he is, but we didn't see their faces, mostly because in that particular instance, they weren't real. And I also loved how we got a fart joke in this episode in the beginning, how Zero says, "Oh, I detect a gaseous anomaly," and the Tellarite is like, "Oh, oops, sorry." And then later, after they rescue him from the vines, he's like, "Why was I rescued last?" Which was pretty funny. And then there was a more somber moment in this episode where as soon as I saw him, I'm like, that ain't the diviner. That's this thing that lives on this planet and is trying to trick Gwen. And sure enough, that's exactly what it was, and she saw right through it. But the way she realized it was so incredibly sad and heartbreaking when, the diviner said that he loved her and was proud of her. She knew immediately, "You're not my father." Oh, which is just heart-wrenching to hear and realize, is that he's probably never ever said that to his daughter, which is just incredibly sad. But it does a good job making you dislike the diviner. Actually, I was starting to get a little annoyed with Dal in this episode because his arrogance seems to be blinding them to obvious risks and dangers. But hopefully he comes out a bit more mature after this episode, and most likely in the next episode. Now that they're pretty much stranded thanks to Gwen and Murph abandoning the ship due to the vines trying to pull it back down to the planet's surface. And now the diviner and his scary-ass henchmen know exactly where they are thanks to Gwen contacting them, so they got that to worry about too. But overall, great episode. I think it was a big improvement over last week's episode, which is more than fine with me. So what did you guys think of this episode? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching this episode review. I hope you're enjoying the show as much as I am. Star Trek Prodigy drops new episodes every Thursday on Paramount Plus, and the show was recently officially renewed for a second season, so we have more Prodigy to look forward to in the future. Congratulations to Nickelodeon and Viacom CBS. I think we've got a new hit on our hands, so I'm excited. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night if I don't see you. And of course, until next time, live long and prosper.